From the time I was a little girl, I felt this spark. This positive force that always pushed me forward. I was like a diamond in the rough. I knew the woman I wanted to become. Strong, optimistic, resilient. A brighter future is in all of our hands, and I believe the best is yet to come. Introducing the Pandora Brilliance collection, lab-created diamonds.
Hi and welcome to the Pandora Q&A with Marie Claire. I'm here to talk to two really inspiring women, here to celebrate the new Pandora Brilliance collection. So, Kate, Erim, welcome, and I'm so excited to have you here.
Really nice to be here. So, excited evening.
Very excited. So, okay, Erim Kaur, entrepreneur, influencer. Do you just want to introduce yourself to anyone who doesn't know who you are and just, a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so I am an influencer. I've been doing it for around 3 to 4 years. Very much established my page by accident. Started on, when I was at uni posting my avocado on toast, I thought I was very entertaining. No one was entertained. And then I started to connect with young girls who, like me, were growing up without a mum and without sisters. I fell in love with that relationship, and I just think it was one of those self-fulfilling things where as I found them, they found me, and it just kind of snowballed into what I have now. And then last year, 2019, in fact, it feels like it was last year.
Timelines are irrelevant.
My linear memory is gone.
Yeah.
I launched by Erim, which is my hair care company, luxury hair care. And we have our kind of hero product, which is our hair oil.
I just want to touch your hair.
You can touch.
I'll touch it.
Very shiny and gorgeous.
Also, gorgeous hair.
I need some oil.
I think we can hook you up.
Yes.
I think it's going to be all right. And Kate, the managing director for Pandora UK and Ireland. I mean, huge job.
It's a busy job.
Yeah.
But a great job.
Do you want to explain? I mean, we could probably be here all year to talk about the ins and outs. But do you just want to explain a bit about you and your career to date and how you got to be here?
Yeah, I've been really fortunate on my career journey. So I've been 8 years with Pandora this month. And during that time, I've had 4 promotions. I love the company. And I think it just goes to show if you find a company whose culture resonates with you and what Pandora brings in terms of empowering women, sustainability, and what our brand stands for was just something that really resonated. And then I've worked hard and here I am. It's been a really, really busy year, but really happy that we're here to talk about our new lab-grown diamonds, which is exciting.
And I mean, this is what we're here to talk about, among other things. So let's just crack into the questions. Kate, can you tell us a bit about the new Brilliance collection? How did it come about? Because it really is quite groundbreaking.
Yeah, so we launched the collection back in May, and lab-grown diamonds aren't new to the market, but we really see them as a fast-growing category. And I've really immersed myself in the world of lab-grown diamonds because I didn't know an awful lot about them before. It's really interesting. So in the same way that mined diamonds are graded on the 4 Cs, cut, clarity, colour and carat, lab-grown diamonds are exactly the same. So chemically, physically, thermally, visually identical to a diamond that you would get from the natural mined environment, but without the impact on the environment and, produced in a very sustainable way. And gorgeous and sparkly holly, which is important.
I know.
Very sparkly.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on, telly shopping.
You're really working them.
Thank you. So I'm just drawn like magpies.
I mean, we're all dripping in diamonds today, which is great.
So on that, do you have a favourite piece? Both of you, this is too, a favourite piece from the collection, if you can choose.
Okay, all stunning. I love how it all kind of matches with the little teardrop motif. So for me, as a Sikh, one of the 5 Ks of Sikhism is a kara. So we all wear a metal steel bangle around our wrist. I really love having the Pandora on my other wrist, this diamond, just because it's I have something supporting both elements of myself, like my religion, but then also something that just love the aesthetic, love the beauty of it. And I just love the fact that it's sustainable. I'm a sustainable queen.
Wonderful.
And for you,
I had a big birthday recently, so I don't mind telling you I was 40. So I thought that was a really good excuse for a diamond. So I've got my 1/2 carat diamond necklace. So I think this would be my favourite at the moment because it marks an important milestone. But I've got a lot of different items from the collection. Every time I go into store, I keep layering.
You like try and walk out and they're like, hey,
yeah, I know. She's checking the bags.
Out.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I love the fact that your necklace is so like close to your neck, like kind of chokery. Mine's a bit longer.
Adjustable. So you can wear it a little bit tighter as well.
That's what I really love about the collection. So diamonds, they're synonymous with luxury, events, you know, like big milestones. But what I love about this is the way that you're both wearing it, sort of with other jewelry. You know, it's not just one. It's like you can layer it with your regular jewelry, and I just think it's sort of really done something, this collection, to the way people view diamonds and how they can wear them. So I mean, how is that part of what you wanted from this collection, that you sort of change people's views on how to wear diamonds? And you know,
for sure. I mean, a lot of people, of course, buy diamonds for wedding and engagement, but we're saying treat yourself, layer with your existing jewelry. Prices start from £250, so it kind of fits in with Pandora's ethos of accessibility, something for every woman. And also, I don't think you see too many diamonds set in sterling silver. So if, like me, you've got a lot of existing sterling silver jewellery, you can layer it together as well. So, very much part of the appeal is the affordability.
Yeah. And I think bouncing off that, like the affordability opens it up to so many more people. It's not just that you need to be partnered with another person and they need to give it to you. My friend introduced me to the concept of being self-partnered. So I think it's just a nice thing. You can just, you know, self-partnered, you know?
I mean, I think we also like, when I was like trying on jewelry for tonight, I kept asking, what's your wear? I kept forgetting what the wedding hand is. But I feel like we need to sort of like forget that as well, because I'm more than happy to just wear different rings. Freestyle. I think all the rules are out now. Yeah. Just wear it how you want it.
Yeah, I don't think anything is sacred. And it's interesting because
Oh my God, let's quote.
Okay, let's go for that. Go for that.
Yeah.
But Pandora's a Danish company, and I was getting really confused when I went over there because they actually wear it on the opposite hand. So I didn't realise that. I mean, like we drive on the opposite side to some of our friends in Europe, and also we wear rings on a different finger traditionally. So who knew? So yeah, literally go for whichever
every
finger
day
you
is
like.
a school day.
It is.
It really is. And okay, so for you, I love how you're mentioning sort of that empowerment element, and you know, what your friend, you know, self-partnering. Why did you sort of want to get part of this collection? Like, it must have been an amazing, you know, opportunity to partner with Pandora. But what was it that you thought, this is the Brilliance campaign, was something that really aligns with you?
Definitely. I think like I'm super proud. Like I say it off the rooftops, I shout it, like to be a Pandora ambassador. You know, I was hearing kind of whisperings that something was coming, something big. And I actually guessed that it was diamonds. And I just felt like it was the right time, you know. Pandora is so known for so many things, their charms. But for someone who's looking for, in my opinion, something just a little bit more luxury, a little bit more classic and timeless, it just slotted so nicely into the point that I'm at in my life, really.
I love that. And you've mentioned sustainability, and obviously, you know, you're all about that sustainability queen. But was it a long time in the making? Because obviously for a brand to do this, it's quite a big step. And I know Pandora's credentials have always been, you know, aligned with that. But was it a long time coming for you?
I mean, it was really important for us with our goals around carbon neutrality. So we've committed to be carbon neutral by 2025, but this is our first carbon neutral product. So that was a big step in the right direction. Our metals that we use are already around 71% recycled. And again, we've got a commitment to be using 100% recycled metal by the time we get to 2025, setting some really scientific targets. And then part of the innovation that's gone into this diamond collection, again, is looking to reduce the impact on the environment and to inform our customers so that they can make an informed choice. So we know that many people will love their mined diamonds, and we absolutely don't want to demonise the mined diamond market in any way. It's just about customer choice and being really honest with how the product's produced. And it's great when you start geeking out over it. I mean, I know all about chemical vapor deposition, which is how they create the diamonds, but it's super cool when they come out as the rough cut diamond and then they get cut and faceted as they would the same way that a diamond would coming out of a mine.
It
it's
blows
really,
my mind.
It's
I mean,
really
to learn that
fascinating.
process, like
Yes.
it seems like something that's, you know, way in the future.
Yeah,
like
very
when I
futuristic.
still can't really get my head around 3D printing. But
Yeah.
this is obviously so much more advanced. This
Yeah.
is,
Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, I've really delved into it, but it's great that it also offers you the sustainable option, as well as being super high tech and futuristic, as you say,
and affordable. Which
and
How
affordable.
you know,
Yeah.
all of those three
Yeah.
things that come
Ticking
together.
a lot of boxes. And
Love it.
stunning. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why we love diamonds. It's the sparkle, enduring, and I love the infinity symbol as well that we've used to symbolise inner strength.
Yeah.
So I like the fact it's got the meaning as well.
It's literally ticks every box that you'd
Just
want
go
from a
shopping,
diamond.
Holly. Yeah.
Afterwards. Don't worry. So, Erim, your stories, it's really inspiring, and you've got so many followers on social. But can you tell us a little bit what a typical day looks like for you? Because obviously you're an influencer, but also you have a really successful business. So how do you marry the two together?
It's hard because I feel like there's so many different versions of Erim that are always in play. Like, I'm my influencer Erim today, and my Pandora ambassador Erim, and my boss Erim. So I'll be honest, I'm very much a nocturnal person. So I wake up at midday most days, or I get out of bed at midday.
Wow.
Having said that though, everyone's going to judge me. I do go to sleep at like 4 a.m. Are you the same?
No, I was going to say this is a no judgment zone. So safe space.
It's a safe space. So yeah, I go to bed at like 4 a.m. So my day is kind of, I think I'm just in the wrong time zone. I think you guys need to send me to America or something like that where I'll exist in normality. But yeah, I wake up, I have my breakfast. Honestly, it's just so different every day, but very much activities dispersed throughout the day, in and amongst emails. I respond to all of my DMs and comments, of course, myself. No one's logged into my accounts. Meetings with my team. Right now we're hiring, which is something I've never really formally done. So we've got like HR kind of managing this whole process. So I'm spending a lot of my energy on that. And then, just falling asleep really like on the phone and just going over content and editing things, all sorts of random
stuff. Have you always
stuff.
been like that? Like, how did you know that rhythm worked for you? Like with trial and error or exhaustion?
I think, probably. I think I just knew that it's your prefrontal cortex. And if it's not awake at that time, it's just not making good decisions. And I found that when I was forcing myself to wake up like for early morning lectures or for school back in the day, I just did not understand what was going on in the first 2 hours. So I think it's just listening to yourself. And obviously I'm fortunate enough to work for myself. Therefore, no one can tell me what to do. No one can tell me what time I need to start my meetings, which I'm very fortunate for. And I just crafted that life really for myself to suit myself. So I'm very lucky.
Do you ever take, have holidays, off days, time for you? How do you manage
No.
that in being in social, so immersed in the social world?
You're just immersed into everything. Honestly, like my team are probably going to be listening to this and being like, yeah, that girl does not take a day off. But I really don't. Because your followers are expecting you to post every single day. I love talking to them every single day, and the business is selling every single day. So why should I not be there? I always say to people, I hate the weekend because no one responds to my emails. Mondays are my favorite day of the week. I'm like, thank you.
I love this. And your career has been so varied and obviously hugely successful. But did you have it mapped out? Are you one of those people that, you were 12 and you're like, this is where I see myself? Or did it happen more organically?
It was definitely more organic. So I've always been really ambitious and hardworking. So at the age of 15, I was working in my local fish and chip shop, which was pretty tough. You just can't get the smell off your clothing. It's not glamorous at all, but I loved it. And I just found a passion for kind of working with customers. And then aged 16, I went to work at McDonald's, and I was one of their youngest ever floor managers.
Wow.
So whatever I do, I think it doesn't matter, just do it well and work hard. And so my career kind of progressed that way. And then I had an unfortunate relationship breakup, and I was living in a part of the country that I didn't like. It wasn't really for me. I was out in the country, and I didn't really have any friends there. I really wanted to move to London, and I'd always watched The Apprentice. And then I thought, right, I'm going to, risk it all, apply for that, try and get a job working for Alan Sugar. And to be honest, that was the point that it opened many more doors for me after that. And then I'm just somebody that kind of grabs the opportunities, but I'm just really fortunate that Pandora is such an amazing place to work. And I think that's the key, really. If you can find a workplace that you're really comfortable in, that suits your personality, where you can be yourself, that's the main thing that's going to help you succeed in your career.
would you say that you managed to stay quite true to yourself? Because I feel like a lot of people have like a work persona and a at-home persona, and it must be quite hard to keep those separate.
I definitely don't have separate personas, and it's really interesting because it was actually in the boardroom when I didn't get the job. So I came runner-up, I was second, and I remember Alan Sugar saying, you're a bit like a corporate robot. And outside of work, I couldn't be further from that. And my friends were like, what, Kate? You know, she's good fun, she's got a sense of humour, doesn't take herself too seriously. And it was actually that criticism and the fact that got in the way of me getting that job that made me reflect and think maybe I should be more authentic and not be a different kind of person in work than I am out of work. And that was really pivotal in my career. And it was at that point that once I decided to be authentic, I think you connect with people much more. You know, sometimes I think we're having a little bit too much fun at work. But I think with the last year we've had like so many Zoom calls, I think it's important to check in, and I'm really chatty. I love meeting people, whether that's virtually or in person. And it's working for me now rather than trying to be two separate people.
I love that. Just be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself.
Talking of authenticity, I think that's why, you know, it comes across in all your, you know, your social. Do you think that's key to why you have such a dedicated follower base, that you've managed to, you know, people think they know you, but that's because you're being your true self?
I think so. A lot of like young girls always ask me like, how do you grow your following? And I think a lot of people focus on all the people in the world who don't follow them versus focusing on the people who do follow them. It's about like building and growing and focusing on your existing audience and serving their needs through the ways that you've been blessed with in this world, be it like, you know, dance or singing or whatever it is that those people want, instead of trying to get extra people who don't already know you into that bubble. Grow them and they will spread the word organically. You didn't ask me how to grow followers. I just gave you that answer. No one asked.
No, yeah, I was going to say that's actually what everyone wants. Yeah. It's like, how do I get more followers? So you answered it. Is there something that you wish you'd know when you first started out that
So
now
much.
obviously you know?
So much. I think, you know, I can imagine you have so many of these stories as well, but like through business, you learn so many lessons, and I just wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared with the fact that with every gain comes a loss. I focused so much on the gains, on the financial gains, on every part of that comes with business. It's a win. But I really think the universe has a funny way of creating balance in your life. And those losses, like I felt them so hard. And to this day, I feel them so hard. But I at least see them coming now. So that's a bit of a step forward.
And you learn from them as well.
You
And
do.
I know it's a bit of a cliche, but you always learn more from your failures than you do from your successes, for sure.
Well, you just get that serotonin hit and then you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
but you don't really reflect why, do you?
Yeah.
Whereas, there's a definite period of reflection of, well, quite hard, isn't it, when something goes
I
wrong?
mean, sometimes it can be quite
Yeah.
painful and tough, but you're learning
You're
from
learning,
it.
You're
Yeah.
learning from it.
Yeah.
And as a female MD in such a male-dominated world, do you ever struggle to get your voice heard or even to be taken seriously?
Sometimes, yes. You know, it's working in my favour working for a women's jewellery brand, because I'm always in our stores and I can be the voice of the customer. And I think you've just got to be a little bit more determined and not back down. If you are the only female voice in the room, it's just really important that you stand your ground. And I think even more important is giving a platform to other women. And I'm really happy with how many women we've got working in Pandora. We've actually got the opposite problem we could do with a few more guys coming to work for us. But, you know, it's a real sisterhood in our London office. So within my own team, there's a lot of women, but in the business in general, it is a little bit more male dominated. And that's something that we want to work on, kind of readdressing the balance.
Talking of inspiring women, what does it mean to have Ashley Graham and Rosario Dawson as the figureheads of
They're great.
the Brilliance campaign? I mean,
Yeah.
they really encapsulate it, don't they?
Yeah. It was really important for us to work with ambassadors that had a genuine connection to the product. And of course, Rosario has her own sustainable fashion brand. It's something that she's really passionate about. And then we love working with Ashley because, you know, she's the face of inclusivity. You know, she was a bit of a trailblazer in that area. And I think she's somebody that's strong, empowered, and just relates to a lot of women out there. So yeah, really great ambassadors.
And who are the inspirational women in your life? Like, who do you look to for guidance, or even if you don't know them, inspiration?
Definitely my grandma. She is such a tough cookie, much tougher than me. But I know this sounds a bit cliche, but I'm obsessed with Princess Diana. I feel like she reminds me of my mum. And I feel like she was a trailblazer similarly to Ashley Graham, in the sense that she really did so much humanitarian efforts. And I think that just changed not only just the royal family, but like, I sound like a fanatic. I just think she's really pretty and I love her. But yeah, she made us all be a bit more open. And also you guys, I keep feeling very involved in the conversation. You're not even talking to me, but I'm listening.
Well, I'm really into this conversation as well. It's great.
Give me the inspiration.
Did you watch The Crown with Princess Diana?
No.
I mean, so is that not?
I'm not even the biggest fan. I don't know why, but
So
I only watched The Crown just when she started to get involved.
Okay.
Do watch it.
You're missing out, Erin.
Yeah, you are.
she noted.
Spitting image.
Yes.
Spitting-
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
And apart from Princess Di, who for you do you look towards? Is it people within the industry or family members?
I think that it's the everyday women that inspire me. So as I mentioned, we're really fortunate that we've got so many women working in our stores. And what's wonderful about being in the jewellery sector rather than other retail sectors is you're not just selling a product, you're selling emotion. So the store managers and the store teams that work in our stores each and every day, you know, they're dealing with all sorts of stories. You know, sometimes people come in to commemorate a lost loved one. Sometimes they come in to celebrate a new job. And, you know, you're sharing stories and going through these kind of emotional journeys with all sorts of different women, all sorts of ages, all sorts of backgrounds. And it sounds a little bit cheesy, but if I'm having a bad day, I go into store and I speak to our amazing people that work in our stores, and that always uplifts me and it kind of grounds me in a bit of a higher purpose, really. And the fact that there are so many amazing, hard-working women out there. So, yeah.
Quite emotional.
I know, that's why I can't get my words out. It's, yeah.
Because how nice is it, especially with the Brilliance collection, like just wearing this now, like the feeling you get when you like you have a diamond on. And I feel like some people, it kind of is misconstrued and they're like, oh, that's so superficial, but it's really not, because it's something actually really deep, you know, having like amazing, incredible jewellery and something that's so meaningful and you know it's being made so well. It's
a bit of a talisman.
Yeah.
I've got an interview necklace and an interview perfume, and my interview perfume is Coco Chanel Mademoiselle.
Do tell me.
It is, that's what it is. But I mean,
yeah.
it needs to be kind of personal to you, but sometimes when you put certain things on, it just gets you in that right headspace. And I think jewellery does that for me. It's like a bit like that kind of Lucky Charm mentality, or, you know, carrying people with you every time you look at it. So
also, you know, when you get ready in the morning, it's kind of like putting on armour. You know, like you have your thing, like you stack your rings, you stack your bracelets, and you're like, right, done.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, but if you're leaving the house and you're like, I don't feel me because I've not
totally
layered up.
Yeah. So I mean, even if I've got my hair done and I forget my earrings, I feel naked. It's really weird. But I mean, I work in the jewellery business, so it's maybe natural, but totally obsessed.
Also, you're fine, you get to work and you can just pick a mix.
Exactly. I mean, I've got quite a nice collection.
And Erin, as a successful entrepreneur, what advice would you give to young women that would like to follow in your footsteps and start out and go it alone?
So 2 things I would say, and I'm sure you can relate to this, but a lot of people look at starting a business as this big block, like this big thing that you're going to have to run into a wall and you're going to have to climb this wall and it's going to be tough. For me, at least, it just wasn't that. It was slow, incremental commitments to a larger idea. You don't need like one big pot of money to begin with. Like, you're slowly paying for the stickers, paying for the packaging, paying for the graphic designing, paying for the formulation, testing. The second thing I would say is, that one friend that you have that will tell you as it is, like, that's not your color, your hair looks crazy like that, take those jeans off. She's your best friend. Keep her in your pocket. I had so many horrendous logos before I landed upon the one that it is now. And to be fair, my dad was that friend for me. But you need that person in your life to really give it as it is.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
So true.
Do you still surround yourself with people that, you know, that you can trust for that? Because I think, as soon as that's gone.
I think the tough thing, a lot of people are surrounding themselves with yes men. you know, oh, you look stunning, babes, you look stunning, oh my God, I love it. And it's like, no, I'm wearing a clown outfit. Like, why do you think I look good right now? I'm tricking you. So yeah, keeping those people around you, but just also understanding that like as humans, not only yourself is evolving, but everyone around you is too. So your paths aren't always meant to be at one with one another. They're not always meant to be together. So just keeping that flexibility, I think there.
Same question. What advice would you give to people that want to be successful in whatever field they choose, but they want to be like, I want to be the top, I want to be the best? Like, how do people get there?
I mean, knowing your strengths and building on them, I think is super important, and you can't do it alone. So whether that's your team, whether that's friends, whether that's family, having a support network and having people that are strong where you're not is super important. A lot of hard work, to be honest. There's no way around it. I do try not to email the team at weekends now and try and get a little bit more balance. So not looking at anyone in particular. But you know, you do just need to kind of focus and really put your mind to it. There's no way around some good old-fashioned hard work sometimes. But yeah, surrounding yourself with the right people is super important.
I do think now that a lot of people think that success happens, I think because they see it on social and they don't see the graft or the time it's put in. So I feel like a lot of people think, you know, like give it 2 months and, you know, back to how do you grow more followers? I feel like people need to know that there is still that good old fashioned hard work that is at the, you know, at the root of every successful woman. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, and it's not a linear path. And, you know, you take some steps sideways, you take some steps backwards, you try some things out that don't work. And I think, you know, learning from the failures and really building your resilience and just getting to know yourself and what works for you is so important.
And talking obviously hard work, on the flip side, how do you make sure that mentally you're strong enough to carry on? Like, how do you practice self-care when you're just so busy the whole time?
I don't have the benefit of being able to sleep in till midday or like work my own hours. I'm more in traditional office hours. But I do really have to get 8 hours solid sleep. So sleep is really important. So sometimes I feel when I'm reading about women, it's normally the opposite. They're getting up at 5 a.m. and they're going to the gym. That's not me. And I used to try and force myself to go to the gym, and I never enjoyed it. I kept waiting for that serotonin hit and feeling great. And at the point where I just thought cardio doesn't work for me, what I like to do is go for a long walk, listen to a podcast and zone out. And if I can try and, you know, hit my 10,000 steps a day, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, that's really good for the headspace and the downtime. But yeah, it took quite a few years of trying to go to the gym to work out that I'm just not a gym bunny.
You persevered, you did put in the time.
Try, but yeah,
you're like, not for me. And Erin, what about you?
So I just moved out. I'm 26 and I'm very much a social person. Like I'm constantly surrounded by people, be it my friends, my family, or like my colleagues. So I think me factoring in time alone is really important for me. And similarly to you, like going to the gym is my favorite thing, but I go to the gym at 8 o'clock with my personal trainer. So I'm like, you know, it's like finding what works for you in your own way and just not feeling pressured. You know, social media is very much like have a bath and read a book and da-da-da. And it's like, baths might not work for you. Find what works for you, you know, listen to a podcast, go for a walk.
Talking podcasts, my final question. Podcast recommendations. What are you listening to?
I love the C Word with Lena Dunham. So the latest episode was, let me remember, I think it was Nancy, you know, Sid and Nancy. I forget her surname, but she's done like Judy Garland. She's done a lot of fascinating women, some that you would know really well. Whitney Houston, etc., and then others that you would never have heard of. But they're really well done podcasts, and I really love the fact that it's giving women that have had, you know, some really unusual life experiences a platform, kind of telling the untold stories. So that would be my top recommendation. I really like it.
I love that.
I know Lena Dunham's a little bit of a divisive character, but she's, you know, she's
quick-witted. You need women
she's entertaining.
Like that. Yeah.
She's entertaining. Yeah.
Are you a podcast girl?
Yes. So it's called Coaches Don't Play. So I love to support like fellow Sikh women. We're very underrepresented in mainstream media. She's killing it. She's the funniest person I've ever met. fun story, I had a day full of podcast interviews and I was so drained at the end of the day and I didn't do my research. I was bad and I didn't know how funny she was. We did the podcast and I was like, oh my God, I cannot be seen to be speaking so boringly about anything in comparison to her. So I was like, okay, let's scrap that. So shout out Coaches Don't Play. We'll refilm that very soon. She's so entertaining though.
I'm going to check it out.
Me too.
Yeah.
Just talks about current stuff.
Yeah.
Very like skewed to the brand community if you're interested in learning about that. Really good.
Yeah, I think everyone, like you said, you can't just listen to like one, the people that you think you know about or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why the Lena Dunham one's so good. It's like women that, the untold story. And I think that's, what podcasts are great for. But guys, thank you so much. That's been just really fascinating and also quite emotional at times.
Yeah. I've enjoyed it. Good getting to know you.
Good getting to know you too. I think we all go in a shop now.
Yeah.
So
We should do that. Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
I was a diamond in the rough. I was raised by strong, powerful women. They gave me the choice to decide who I wanted to become. And we all have that power to do anything, be anything, create anything. That's what made me who I am today. A brighter future is in all of our hands. And I believe the best is yet to come. Introducing the Pandora Brilliance collection, lab-created diamonds.